Notice how we're not Floptimists now.
We're not flops. Mm-mm.
We're not flops. Okay.
Coca-Cola. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Coca-Cola.
Hello.
I want to go to Disney because of that.
Coca-Cola.
I
Hello.
want to go to Disney so we can do that.
Morocco.
Coca-Cola. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to Borderline Optimists.
Yes. Today, we are going to be putting our very expensive degrees to use.
Yes. And talk to you guys a little bit about the creative process and how to make an idea into something tangible.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So let's start with the most intimidating part about the creative process, having an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time I want to sit down and write a short film or create just anything, I always just find myself just staring at like a Google Doc or like a blank Canva page for hours with nothing.
I've definitely been there.
Yeah, I remember like Gabrielle and I, we wanted to have like every Saturday, we planned to do this. This happened only once. We were like, let's plan to do every Saturday. We have a writer's room.
So I think if we want to tie it into post-grad, I feel like there's that feeling of, okay, it's post-grad. Now what do I do?
We're gonna do something.
We wanted to hold ourselves accountable by having a weekly brainstorm meeting session, Kristen and I, at like a coffee shop. We bring our laptops and figure out something that we're going to create. At this time, we had not created the podcast or any other projects. And so we were just kind of using that time to think about, okay, what do we want to make? Do we want to make a short film? Do we want to make a podcast?
Yeah.
Do we want to make a music video? What do we want to do?
And we were in this very cute coffee shop. And it was like our brains just were not working.
They were not working.
And
we had prepared, we had woken up, we had gotten our coffee, we had sat down.
And we were like, maybe I need another coffee.
I need
or let me get another croissant.
Oh, I need another chocolate croissant.
Yeah, so we lost money.
We lost money. We lost about $20 each.
Yes.
And we had no ideas.
No idea. Like we had nothing, by the way.
It was like a complete brain block.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, kind of was the basis of this episode and kind of what we want to get across today. What to do when you have a block like that.
I feel like specifically in that moment, we were both just kind of sitting there, like sitting back at our table and just trying to wait on some idea to just randomly come to us and like inspiration to strike and have that aha moment.
Like, oh yes, definitely the award-winning idea that we're going to have is going to happen immediately at this coffee shop on this Saturday morning.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right. And in all reality, that's not always the case.
It's not always the case at all. You can't rely on inspiration to strike because it may never happen.
So we've all heard the term of waiting for inspiration to strike, but that's not always just going to happen. And I feel like the people that are most successful don't just have stuff happen and come to their brain. It doesn't just happen like that. So I think with creativity, you have to hold yourself accountable to produce tangible work. So as we're always saying in this podcast, you first need to make it exist. It can be messy and then make it good later. But simply making something is better than not having anything at all. And I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah.
So one of the things we did do when we were at that coffee shop was make like, what would you call that? Like a brainstorm board?
I guess I would. Yeah. We went on to like a whiteboard app on Canva and we had like a bunch of sticky notes saying if we were to make a short film, what would we make?
And I started off by saying like, what would we do if we had zero budget or if we had an infinite budget? Like who would we cast? What kind of things would we do? And while that's fun and really gets your brain thinking, and maybe that's a good warm up, it's not realistic.
We don't have an infinite budget.
We, in fact, don't have a budget.
It's a bit too optimistic.
So then we were thinking, what would we do if we had no budget?
Yeah.
And I think that was a very interesting concept. But by the end of the day, even though we didn't have any concrete ideas, we had things listed on that whiteboard.
Yeah.
And so that was something to take away.
I actually did develop a short film concept from that session. When you're forced to do stuff with no budget, you're forced to find inspiration elsewhere. And that's where I always say, like, find life in the mundane, find like excitement in the mundane. I was able to get a short film started about like a mother and her daughter, and they're just cooking. And then they realize that
Yes.
the mom can't cook and she actually like burns the whole kitchen down. Yeah, it was based off my mother who can't cook.
Okay, so where is that coming from?
Exactly, based off my mother who can't. So write what you know. I know my mom can't cook.
Write what you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, draw inspiration from the mundane because
Yeah.
not everything has to be a huge Christopher Nolan Odyssey action movie.
Exactly.
Or whatever your project may be. It can be something simple. And I will say a lot of people resonate with simple things because that's what's happening in people's everyday lives.
Yeah.
You can also draw inspiration from real life. We have a few characters that we have written down based off people that we know in real
Oh
life.
my gosh, no.
And just things like that.
We can't say they'll get mad at us.
Right. So those people will go unnamed. But
Also, my mom is a great cook. Did you hear that,
love
Mom?
you.
Love you. But also in the situation, if you do find yourself like just staring at a Google Doc or a blank Canva page and you really want to create something, like you're really like honed in on that, get up, go do something
Get
fun.
up and do something. Get up and move.
You gotta move. You gotta move. I
Mhm.
found like right now after the pilot episode that we wrote, I found going to the gym early in the morning
Mhm.
kind of just got my brain thinking, and I would just come up with like ideas on the treadmill and I'd be like, oh, write that down. And they just come to me.
Mhm.
So I always say like, get up and get active, do something. You can't find inspiration sitting in between four walls. Like that's just not going to happen.
Getting up and scrolling on your phone in the morning or doing something like that isn't getting that brain moving. Getting up and leaving the house, getting into sunlight, going to the gym, walking on the treadmill, that gets you moving.
Yeah.
Actually, side note, I read something that like when you have ADHD, you thrive throughout the day if you get up and do something immediately or like get outside and exercise. Like that's a literal what you said. Exactly that.
Yeah. And
So tap into that.
when I don't exercise in the morning, I like my whole day is just like
Yeah.
very sluggish, very like very much couch potato. I can't like.
And on a bigger note, like just the idea of setting the tone for your day with your morning. That
Yeah.
could be just in life in general, but also very relevant to like the creative process. If you're being sluggish and you're sitting in your bedroom all day, you're not going to be thinking. You need to get out. You need to get in the world, get outside, get around new people, and that's going to help spark your creativity or at least get you thinking.
Yeah. Do something fun. I like, for example, I remember the first time I wrote a short film in writing to entertainment class. It was my first semester in EMST. And we came in and we were all gonna write our short films. And our professor had like Play-Doh for us to play with. And she said, y'all can go into like different places around the building to work, like whatever like inspires you and wherever you feel most creative, just go there.
I love that.
And then we were all like up doing jumping jacks. We were all up. I know I was pacing back and forth with like an expo marker. And I'm like, here's what we're going to do. And I'm like, I was on it. I was on it. And then, yeah, we also, I remember that process so vividly because I remember we were just writing. We just write it down. Write it down.
Yeah.
Anything you have to mind or write it down.
Yeah. Another thing that goes along with finding your creative process is doing something different in a bigger sense. So like I love the comparison to the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, where they're going through different universes by kind of breaking that timeline. I know there's like a greater science behind that, but I'm making it real surface level here. But the main character, I believe her name is Evelyn. Evelyn. Love you, girl.
And Wayman.
I love them. Oh, that makes me cry.
Side note, the monologue that Wayman gives at the end makes me cry.
Yes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
his Oscars acceptance speech for that role.
I love him.
Love him down. Yes. In that movie, they do things that are out of the ordinary to kind of break that ongoing timeline so that they can go to different universes. So like Evelyn chugs like a soda or something. And by doing something different, it kind of breaks you out of your daily autopilot. So, okay, you're driving to work on the same route every day and you're sitting at your computer for 8 hours and you're coming home and you're going to the gymnast, walk on the treadmill, and look at the same TV at the gym every day or a blank wall.
Yeah.
And then watching TV and going to bed or any other way that you may live a life in autopilot. But if you break up that routine, it is going to get your brain thinking more creatively and differently. So instead of going on a treadmill, go to the park and go walk. Instead of watching TV on your phone in bed. Go to the theater.
Yeah.
On a weeknight. Do something fun that you wouldn't normally do. Not only does it get you thinking differently, but it exposes you to new environments. And that's like a whole other source of inspiration.
And it also gets you around people. I know, like, as an actor, I'm always
Yes.
like, how are people interacting?
For real.
Yeah.
No, like everyone always talks about the idea of sitting down in a coffee shop and just listening for writing, because hearing people's stories in a coffee shop can't get more authentic than that. It's just people living their lives, having real conversations.
So in short, eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop.
Stalk.
Kristen and I recently went to Panera for one of our like little workshop days.
Stop. No.
Yes. And we were sitting next to a lady who was giving like the craziest lore you have ever heard. And it was like whiplash too. Everything was different. And she was fully on the phone by herself in the loudest voice possible. Not even like a room level.
I think she like was confessing to like doing something illegal. Like,
literally.
We were like, hello?
Like pause.
Like we
And at one point,
like
she confessed to having worked at my job.
yeah, we heard that.
Yeah. The old reliable is just putting all your ideas down in the notes app. Anytime you have an idea, put it in the notes app. I also have like a bunch of different folders in my Instagram and TikTok of like different categories. I have like music, film, photography, fashion, whatever. And anything that inspires me, I put in there.
Also, back to our point in like finding excitement in the mundane, you could start with like a small concept, like a small little detail, like my mom can't cook. And you can like just like gradually snowball it into something bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a mom, she can't cook. I don't want to get the plot away.
OT.
Actually, I may not finish it because I kind of hate it. Oh, this is a mom. I'll get the plot. I like y'all. This is a mom, she can't cook. Oh, she's lying about a recipe that she made. Oh, she's burnt the house down because of this like whole thing and trying to keep up this lie that she can cook. And that just
that's so tea.
Yeah, and that just like spawned one day after my mom did something in the kitchen. I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I think she like some people did this, but I think she was just like, I think she like boiled chicken. And I was just like, a chicken died for that.
First of all,
a chicken died for that. And she wasn't making broth or anything. She was just boiling it to like eat. And a chicken died for that.
Your mom is boiling chicken?
It was my mom or grandma. I don't know. I was
regardless, they're boiling chicken?
Yeah, I'm like, you're black. We can't be doing that.
I never understood that, even as a white person. I never understood. That sounds disgusting. I don't want chicken in water.
I love my mom. I love my mom and grandma. They are both amazing chefs. Sometimes they just do something that's a bit questionable.
And the episode 2 of that is that you take your mom to a cooking class.
Yeah.
Yes. Based on true events almost.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever take your mom to a cooking class?
No. So me and my mom I wanted to sign us up for a cooking class because of these events that transpired. I want to change that, you know?
Yep.
So we're still trying to
in a constructive, fun way.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
We make a short film about going to a cooking class with your mom.
Yeah.
Literally, and just snowball that, add on to it. It doesn't have to be a full concept at the beginning, but you can make it into a full concept if you just like stick to it and don't just immediately toss it out.
And also another thing is look to things that you already enjoy. Do you have a favorite movie, a favorite song, a favorite TV show, a favorite painting? What do you like about that? And find ways to bring that into your own art.
Yeah.
So like if you love like a big action movie, maybe find some elements that you can start practicing in your own work. If you love like a sunset painting, start painting some sunsets. I don't know. If your favorite genre of music is jazz, start playing jazz. Start learning how they're composing their songs and things like that. Or something that I've been doing with my creative process is copying to learn and then using that to expand. So maybe something that's limiting you is you feel like you're incompetent because you don't know how to do something or you don't have a lot of experience in it. Look to others and try to figure out how they did it by copying them.
That reminds me of like what a lot of singers do.
Yeah.
To like learn how to sing, they copy other singers. And then like if you can do that, if imitate Ariana Grande's whistle notes. Baby, you can do whistle notes. Like,
Right. Yes. So if you like a film scene for the cinematography or for the blocking or for the writing, copy that and find confidence being able to do something like that. And then having that foundation, you can expand on that. So I've definitely done that with like how I approach my photography and cinematography and editing and things like that. So that's another great way.
Expanding on like the singer thing, I heard in one of my acting classes, I don't know what the first part of the statement was, but the second part was great actors steal.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, Tarantino, he's known for just like stealing a bunch of movie tropes. What was actors?
Great actors steal.
Great
like
actors
if I'm
steal.
the worst in a class, if I'm the worst in the class, then I need to be watching everyone else, watching their creative process, examining them, studying them, and pulling from that. Like if I see someone that's doing like a Meisner technique and I'm like, oh, that's really working for them, I'm going to try that in my next thing. And then it really works for me as well. Learn, steal, study.
Good artists copy, great artists steal.
I'm going to put that on the shirt. Steal.
Yeah, borderline optimist.
Steal.
Yes. So I kind of...
Thief.
Thief? Okay.
Burglar.
Okay. Burger.
Bandit. I'm sorry. Let's go.
So in order to come up with ideas, it's kind of that balance of letting inspiration hitting you, holding yourself accountable and just kind of getting it done, and looking to existing media for inspiration. And definitely that source of creativity can be different depending on the day.
Right.
So okay. Okay. What was that about? Right.
I'm feeling really creative right now. Playing with...
Where did you draw that inspiration from?
I don't know.
What character are you playing?
Oh, how do I throw her off right now? Right. Right.
So that source of creativity can be different depending on the day.
Also, find a muse. Get in a relationship.
Find your muse. You said get in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Does a relationship mean creativity?
No,
because I would argue...
I'm trolling.
I would argue...
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Okay. Because I feel like a lot of art has come from people being sad, heartbroken, going through trouble.
Anytime I cry, I'm like, I'm going to use this for acting. Yeah.
It's exactly that. Like when we're happy or things are going the right way and we have everything for us, I would argue that some artists aren't using that as their muse to create. It's always when it's negative. That's a very important thing. And I think when we're sad or upset or things aren't going our way, we're definitely more emotionally driven and unstable. And the way that people express that is through art. Now, Ethan Hawke, the actor that I really like, he had a great interview about this, actually. He's like, people can write off poetry and things like that as cheesy or non-necessary, but it's when we're going through those hard times in life where they turn to something like poetry or art to figure it out and dissect it and work through it. So I think there's something to be said about that. That kind of creativity that you're using is different on the day. And I think it also depends on whether you're creating for fun or if it's for work, school, or a certain deadline. So there's definitely something to be said about those differences, you know, creating outside of an assignment, deadline, or job and just creating for fun. Like we said in an earlier episode, creating for fun and just because you want to is definitely a privilege in this day and age. To have time outside of school or work or any of your obligations.
To have time and energy to be able to do that.
Energy.
Yeah.
And the means and tools to do so.
Yeah.
You know, painting supplies isn't cheap. Adobe Suite isn't cheap. The script writing programs are not cheap.
They want me to pay for it.
Acting classes are not cheap.
Acting classes are not. While we're on here, can we lower the cost of acting classes?
Let's lower that.
Y'all are scamming. I don't care.
Yeah.
Y'all are scamming. Y'all are scamming.
Yeah.
I don't know who y'all is, and I don't know if anyone's watching this. Lower that price.
Lower that price.
Lower that price.
So when you're creating for yourself, there's also something to be said about creating for yourself versus creating for an audience. So I think another way to practice creativity, especially in times when you don't feel creative, is to just create for yourself in the privacy of your own brain.
Yeah.
You don't have to make something to show an audience or to get views and likes or to get reception from that. You can create just to keep your brain going and keep it to yourself.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and this guy was just basically like, if you are like creating things and just putting them out there and not caring about the view count, the like count, then you've won. You've already won. That means you're creating it for yourself and you're not creating anything for validation of others. Congrats, you've won.
Right. For me, like I practice playing the piano, but I don't necessarily put that online or like play for people. I just play for myself. Sometimes I'll take photos that never go anywhere, stuff like that. Anything for you?
I sing a lot. Like I sing more than I talk at home. I'm always singing. But I rarely, like, I never really post it because it's something so sacred to me. And I just like having it for myself. Like, I'd rather be like at home singing and getting better and like saying, oh my God, look how good I sound.
Yes.
Than like trying to post it. I don't want it to, because it's something that I really care about and I don't want it to be like a public thing.
Yeah. You don't always have to be performing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I do think creating in the privacy of your own house or your own brain is also another great way to warm up to eventually putting it out in the world.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, my uncle would always say to me, because I don't like put my stuff out there like as I should be to get like, I don't know, attention, recognition. My uncle says, he's like, Kristen, that's not how he talks. I'm going to use my voice. My uncle's always just like, Kristen, it's like you're a farmer and you have like all these crops and you have all these, like fruits and vegetables. And it's like you're not going to the farmer's market and selling it. You're just keeping it. Like, so what good does that do you for you not to share it and for you to just keep it for yourself?
Yes. And I think for those who don't share anything ever, maybe it's good to start practicing putting things out and sharing the stuff that you work on. I feel like for us, a great way to do that is sharing this podcast instead of gatekeeping this or whatever. Or like me posting my photography versus not at all.
And my thing is, I always think of like, imagine if Beyonce didn't share like her talent.
And you never know the opportunities that may come from sharing it.
Yeah.
You never
imagine
know.
if Viola Davis just like kept her acting in like an acting class for like didn't
I just EGOT.
Or like didn't like go out there and perform and share her talent and share her experiences. Like imagine if that never happened.
Yeah.
The world would be a dark place, guys.
Yeah. Chief of staff.
Imagine if Scandal was never created.
Then you can never be my chief of staff.
Then I could never be chief of staff. You're with us.
Now, with all that being said, one last thing I wanted to share is something that one of my professors at UGA told me, and it's stuck with me ever since, is like, find out the way that your brain and body works throughout the day. Find a period of the day where you feel most creative or productive and things like that, and really guard that. So if you're a writer, use that time of day to write, whether that's first thing in the morning, whether that's at midnight after a long day, whatever it is for you, guard that and discipline yourself to use that time every day.
Creativity, unfortunately, always like strikes me at like after midnight. I'm very much a night owl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you see me. I'll like text Gabrielle like a new idea I have. Oh, also this. And I'm like, I know she's asleep. Anyways.
Right. Like for me, I also think I am creative in the night. And it's always the nights where I know I have to be up in the morning.
Yes.
Where I am putting myself to bed ultimately, but I am creative. I think that's also another thing, like creating scarcity or a deadline for you. For me, it almost like triggers my brain to start thinking because I want to make use of my limited time. That's like, especially working like a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job. The scarcity and the routine and knowing that I don't have 100% free time does help me to be more productive at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I have like a bunch of free time, I'll be like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
Yeah. No, some restraints is better than none. So To kind of get into our creative process in our own lives, let's talk about like a few examples that we can think of. So for
Yes.
you, I know acting. What is your
Yes.
creative process for acting?
Okay. Buckle up.
Because mind you, I don't know. This will be new to me too.
Okay. Let's start with like getting the audition. It's different between like theater and film because as we know with film there's a lot of self-tapes now. It's always like be the first to turn it in. I feel like I kind of hate how that has affected my creative process because I'm just trying to get it in first. I'm just trying to get it done. I'm just trying to get past the self-tape. I hate self-tapes. I definitely prefer like an in-person audition process. So, and with theater, like in-person audition, you come in with a monologue or a song, you sing, I work on that. I develop the character, I develop like all the motivations behind what they're saying. So then in the callbacks, one of my acting coaches would always tell me, if you get a callback, that means you're good enough to be in the show. Now they're just deciding where to place you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, congrats. You're good enough. You're good enough.
When you're asked to do a monologue or a song, do you take creative liberties on that? Or are you just trying to make it sound exactly like the source material?
Like make it in the same genre and like the same type of like the character that you're going for.
Okay. That you're auditioning for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Same character type. And yeah. So then callbacks, you do more character work on it. And I'll get into that in a few. Do more character work on it. That's where you can really build that character. Show them that like, hey, this is my character. I belong here. Show them a fully developed character. And yeah, I always say I'm going in for the kill at callbacks. I was just like, no, because, okay, during college auditions, I just be like, you know what? I'm just doing the audition. Oh yeah, break it up like this. I'm doing the audition to get a callback. Then at callbacks, you going for the kill. Go get that role. Go get that role. Get that role.
Go get that bag.
Go get that. Yeah. So then once you've already gotten the role, for the creative process, I like to start off by, it's this thing called the Chubbuck method. She has this 12-step process that I do, and it's about like building the character. It's a lot of using your own stuff and your life experiences that you've been through. Like, yeah, using like what you know. Like, how can I relate to this character? What do I have to like substitute? Like, let's say I'm playing like someone's playing opposite me. I have a love interest. I don't necessarily have feelings for this person. Disgusting. Well, they're not disgusting. No, I don't have feelings for this. It's disgusting to have feelings for not always.
Star.
Yeah, it's not
Girl.
Anyways.
Are you working through something?
No, I just don't want to be rude. It's not disgusting.
Yeah, no.
But
it's professional.
It's unprofessional. It's unprofessional.
It's okay. No, as in the environment should be professional.
It's a professional experience. You don't want to have feelings for your co-star. That's
no.
Girl. I've seen where that has gone south so many times. But yes, so how are you going to portray that emotion of being in love with them? So with the Chubbuck method, she's like, who do you use to substitute? Who from your own life can you use to substitute that love interest? Like if I were to have a boyfriend in my real life, I'd build that character based on my boyfriend and like basically pretend that I'm talking to my boyfriend and I'm saying these feelings. So then it's all authentic to yourself. Like, yes, I'm saying these things about you. I'm actually thinking of my boyfriend. That's how I'm achieving these emotions. So yeah, that's basically like just using your own stuff to just provide information on the character. Sometimes that does not always work because I feel like everyone has like a limited life experience. I have not experienced everything in the world. No one will ever experience that. So I like to use a lot of imagination as well. And that's when you just build a character from the ground up. I have like a list of 50 questions that I write down about all of my characters. Birthday, favorite color, favorite song, favorite music you like to listen to, religion, just so you like know your character very well. And then also, a lot of people will call this method, but method is of course using your own stuff. But I had this one acting coach who made us like take our characters out into the world. So, and when I did that, I felt like I had a very strong character, a strong understanding of my character. Like, just take it out into the world. Don't be weird. Like, if someone comes up to you and talk, be yourself. Please don't do that. But like, try to put yourself in your character's shoes, experiencing life as it is, experiencing your real life. So that's basically like 100% imagination. And another thing is like visualizing every aspect of the character's life. Like, where do they live? What does their house look like? How do they come home every night? Where do they work? You know what I mean? Just really like put yourself into that POV. I really like doing that. It's like I'll be like asleep at night, like, what's happening? I'm crazy.
Can I just add, this is great information. Like, you sound like such a seasoned actress because you are.
No.
I'm living for this.
Thank you. And I use it like interchangeably. Like I don't necessarily go 50-50 all percent of the time, which is 50-50, like half based on your real life, half based on imagination. It fluctuates, like sometimes 75-25. Like where I lack in real life experiences, I can make up in my imagination and like being in that character. And also, when I am acting, I don't want to be all in my head, like thinking about, okay, what from my real life, like it's supposed to make me feel in love right now. Go. You know, you don't want to be that. So that's where imagination comes in hand. And also I use Meisner a lot. Meisner kind of like, it's an exercise. Well, it's a technique where like you put the focus all on your scene partner. So like you like just notice things about your scene partner. Like you have earrings on. Okay, you have curtain bangs. You have a headband on. Like you just put all of your focus on your scene partner. It gets you out of your head and it just helps you stay in the scene and not, in your head. So I like to mix all three of those for my creative process. And then I really like to like live in the moment. And that's another thing what Meisner does. It gets me out of my head and it makes me think like, oh, these circumstances are real. And it also makes me more confident as an actor. I feel like once you've built enough of your character up in that creative process, because you're making all of this up, which is something that I love. Like you're like creating a person for you to portray. And it's so fun. And I feel like once you've like fully created this person and like, you know them like the back of your hand, then you can have fun and you can just live in that circumstance and just be free into like who that person is.
Girl, I'm living for this.
Bye. Did that sound...
Wait, how could I even top this answer?
Was that like coherent? Was that a coherent...
Girl, hit me up when you get your Oscar.
No,
oh my gosh,
no.
when you EGOT.
When I just EGOT. What about with like DPing? I've always wondered. I'm like, how do you set that shot up? And how...
Yes. Have we ever worked on a set together?
Yes. I was like...
Wait, what was it? Why am I blanking right now?
So me and Gabrielle worked on a set together and I was basically locked in the back room.
Oh!
With the pizza.
Yeah. Okay.
They locked me.
So we did work on a set. I was DP, you were producer.
Yes.
A student.
Do you
short
remember
film.
a couple episodes ago wait, are we posting that? When Gabrielle was like, I get kicked off the set doing something goofy?
Yes.
I got put in timeout for doing something goofy.
Yes. Literally.
That's when we worked on the set together.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, what was the creative process behind like...
Yes. I've DP'd a lot of student short films and just made a lot of like one-off projects of my own, like music videos and things like that. And honestly, I think what keeps me creative is drawing inspiration from the stuff that I already enjoy. So, and there's a few ways to take note of that. So I think something that was big for me in college was Shot Deck, which is a website just literally of movie stills. And you can search them through any category you want. What camera was it shot on? What is in the frame? What movie is it from? Is it black and white? Was it shot on film? Is it digital? What aspect ratio is it? You click on an image and it gives you a ton of frames from random other movies that look the same. What are some visually similar? And so those are really good for creating mood boards, for creating storyboards, for creating pitch decks and things like that. And that's definitely where I base a lot of my stuff off of. Of course, also like my favorite movies that I love that I think are visually stunning. I draw inspiration from those. I even once like did a project where I was just literally copying movie shots that I like. And I was trying to think like, okay, how can I use lighting to make this shot look the same? Or blocking or framing or production design to make things look similar. And again, going back to my point earlier, that really expanded my knowledge and just like showing me what I can do. So I think for me, my foundation is having the technical aspects down so that I can use those to make what I want in my head.
Yeah.
With camera, honestly, sometimes it's the camera, but a lot of the times it's what you do practically. So like the lighting or the blocking, the production design. So one thing that I always think about for like a short film is like, how can I make the additional light that I add to the set look like it's practical? Like if this room was lit naturally, what would that look like? And how can I use the lights to enhance what is already there? You want to enhance it. Unless you're doing something super creative and you have like purple and pink lights and it's like a party scene, then you could do whatever you want. And honestly, that's just as fun too. Like getting to go all Euphoria style on it, like purple lighting. I love all that. But I go off of lighting. And then as far as camera. Yeah.
I know like a DP's job is very like collaborative. So how do you feel like that affects the creative freedom with
Yes. I think like being a DP, one of the biggest parts of that role is communicating with the director. And I'm allowing myself to be creative in the pre-production. So like what I like to do is a lot of prep and a lot of like visualizing in my head the scene. First, like if I'm reading a script, I think about the scene and I think about the action within it. And then I'm thinking of the point of view. Like where am I seeing this scene going? Do I want to see it in a wide shot? Do I want to see it in a close-up? Do I want to see it from behind the actor and things like that? Not only am I drawing from like the typical rules of cinematography, but I'm also just thinking in my head what makes the most sense to me as far as like wide shots, close-ups, movement. Something I love like in film is camera movement. Whether that's like on a dolly, on a slider, on a gimbal, handheld, whatever. So I love incorporating that. And if there is an opportunity for me to do that, I will do that. I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about sounds technical. I don't know. Creative process? Yeah, I think for me, my creative process is a lot of colors and lighting. And I also love being creative in the edit. So like what I'm doing in the camera on set is also extended through the edit. So like I'm enhancing the colors, the way I color grade it. I'm also thinking about that while I'm filming. Like, oh, I know that this yellow I'm going to enhance, or, oh, I'm going to darken these shadows or whatever. I'm trying to think.
I will say, I feel like the camera movement is very creative because like you have these shows like The Office and Abbott Elementary, like when it like zooms in on different stuff and like it swings one way.
In those shows, I know it's made to look very organic or documentary like, but it's all a choice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's almost like the camera becomes like another character.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
What's so funny is I was actually in a directing class and our teacher had us literally remake a scene in The Office. And it was so interesting because we had like a few cam ops.
Wait, I've done that before in production basics.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And we had to do like that camera movement and work in tandem with the actors and like the timing of it all. So it's a very controlled creativity. But yeah, usually in film, a lot of the stuff that's scripted is a choice. It's never unscripted or unplanned. Another thing that I like to do in like my little fun one-off videos is like film everything in 60 frames so that I can make it slow motion later. And you never know what you end up creating until you like put it in the edit. Like everything looks cool in slow motion. So you can make something out of nothing. So that's what I like to do a lot. I just get a lot of random stuff that's maybe subpar and then throw it together in the edit.
Yes. We'll fix it in post.
Fixing it in post.
Honestly,
make it in post.
Make it in post.
Create it in post.
Yeah.
So a final point that I kind of want to bring up to wrap everything up is the idea of consuming art thoughtfully.
Yeah.
So
we talked a lot about like putting yourself out there and sharing, but it's very scary and it's a very brave thing to do, especially like in the times that we're in where we have access to everything and we can hide behind a computer and make a mean comment and stuff.
A philosophy that I've kind of adopted recently as I'm consuming content, whatever that may be, is although maybe some things out there are objectively bad, you can't, or maybe objectively not super amazing, you really can't hate for all of the effort and production and work that went into a project. Like, you know, we've made short films, you've acted in things, I've DP'd things. it takes a lot of work. So who am I to be insulting a movie or something that I personally don't like when it was fully maybe months to years of planning, production, scripts, rewrites, edits? People put a lot of work, time, blood, sweat, and tears into something. So I think maybe we should be a little bit more compassionate when consuming things.
Yes.
There's a lyric that Tyler, the Creator, has in one of his songs. So in one of his songs off of Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler says, I paint full pictures of my perspective on these breaks just for you to tell me it's not good from your lunch break. And it's like, you know, who are you to hate on certain things when you're not even creating yourself? Like, who are you to speak on stuff like that when you have nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
You know, it takes one to know one. Like, people will be working at their job and be like, I hate that new Justin Bieber album.
Yeah, no, like.
Were you in the studio? Did you work on all those songs?
And it's also self-expression too. Like,
right.
Let him express.
It's not always.
Let him express.
Let him express.
Let him express. Swag too.
Let him express.
Yes.
If you're not putting in the work, who are you to critique it? Well, that's what we have on Creative Process. Thanks for listening, guys. Find us wherever you find podcasts.
Yes.
Video podcasts on YouTube and Spotify.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Stay optimistic, people.
Stay optimistic.
Or not. Anyways.
This has been Gabriel.
And Christian.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.